Hello, colors, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on some interesting developing stories. We start with Frankie de Jong, who have recently opened up about Chelsea, Manchester United rumors that made a lot of headlines during the summer transfer window. We are going to be discussing on what the midfielder had to say. Then secondly, talking about Pablo Torre. Of course, it has been reported that the Barcelona new signing is set to have a meeting with manager Xavi regarding playing time. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Give the video a like as we get right into it. Barca! Barca! The last summer transfer window was a tumultuous one as far as Barcelona midfielder Frankie de Jong is concerned. Barca tried hard to force Frankie out of Spotify Camp Nou if media reports are to be believed, as they wish to get rid of his massive wages, while also generating funds from his sale. To that end, Barcelona even had reached an agreement in principle with Manchester United, although the midfielder refused to join his former Ajax manager Erik ten Hag at Old Trafford. Following that, Frankie de Jong courted strong interest from Chelsea as well. But once again, de Jong refused to leave Barcelona as he felt settled at the club and wanted to achieve success in Catalonia. The midfielder recently revealed in a press conference that he never had any intentions of leaving Barca, even though the club had other ideas at one point. Now, further discussing the interest from Manchester United and Chelsea, Frankie de Jong told NOS, the media there in Netherlands, he said, "I had already decided in May that I wanted to stay, so I was very calm myself." The midfielder insisted that he is happy at the club, having stayed put and nothing had changed with his teammates either. As he said, "I now feel welcomed at the club, nothing has ever changed with my teammates." While he might have remained a Barca player, Frankie de Jong's game time has taken a hit this season. He has started just 4 of the 8 matches that Barca have played in all competitions. Speaking about the situation, the Dutchman said, "I didn't start against Bayern in the Champions League, still the most important game so far. You want to play the important games." Netherlands will face Poland in the UEFA Nations League this week, where Frankie de Jong will come up against his Barca teammate Robert Lewandowski. Talking about the Poland captain, de Jong had the following to say. "He is very positive, brings a lot of energy, and is a super good player. We have good defenders, but of course, the best thing is if he doesn't get any chances to score." They already take on Poland on Thursday, and Frankie de Jong will be hoping to make the most of the minutes he gets with the national team. Interesting words there from Frankie de Jong, of course, talking about his time at Barca so far, talking about the summer transfer window where he was the most talked about player, rumored with an exit, how Barca were pushing him out, but they did not succeed, as Frankie de Jong was determined as ever to stay at the Camp Nou, which happened. So the player addressed those rumors and also talk about his time at Barcelona, the reduced game time. Of course, we know Xavi have not really been using Frankie de Jong like last season, and Frankie de Jong obviously will not be too happy because he thinks he should be a starter, right? He thinks he should be a starter because since Frankie de Jong came to Barca, he have always been a starter, but this season looks so different as Barca have signed more players, and that means added competition as well and things like that. So it's just like everybody will not be a starter all the time for Barcelona under Xavi this season, as Xavi is looking for that squad depth that will compete for all trophies. So interestingly enough, the Netherlands take on Lewandowski's team Poland, in the Nations League, and of course we can see how Frankie de Jong is complimenting his teammate Lewandowski, being a top striker, and they must do their best to defend him not to score goals because he knows very well what Lewandowski can do. So let's see how Frankie de Jong will look like this season for Barca, but so far so good for Frankie. I think he'll improve. Most of us are expecting Frankie to have his best season in Barca colours. Yeah, we all know he have not really lived up to that expectations that he had at Ajax, but not like he has been bad either. But Frankie de Jong, when he's at his top form, Barca will do so well. Barca will be more good again because Frankie de Jong is a top midfielder, no doubt about that. And even though it saddens me a lot why Barca wanted to push him, but when you look at the reason why Barca wanted to, to reduce the wage bill, and also Barca knew the implication of keeping Frankie de Jong for the long time because they still owe him a deferred salary, which is about 18 million euros, and that's why Barca were trying to push him, but to no avail. They couldn't succeed to do that. But let's see. Now that we've been talking about Bernardo Silva, Xavi wants Bernardo Silva, and there's no way that Bernardo Silva can come without Frankie de Jong being sacrificed. So let's see what happens next season when it comes to the future of Frankie de Jong. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona's midfield is stacked with talent this year. Very few clubs in the world can boast of higher quality personnel in the middle of the park than FC Barcelona. The likes of Xavi, Pedri, Sergio Busquets, Frankie here and Frankie de Jong are players who could start for most top European clubs. While having a gold mine of talent is a great problem for Xavi Hernandez, it does not come as a music to the ears of Pablo Torre. According to reports from Sport, an upcoming meeting between Xavi and Torre has been planned for the coming days. The two parties are expected to discuss the player's future and decide where he will play in the coming months. The midfielder was initially reluctant to play for Barcelona Latest, but now seems to have reconciled with the reality. As it stands, Torre could agree to play for the subsidiary team in the hope of earning a few minutes under Xavi. The 19-year-old signed a 4-year deal with Barcelona in June for a fee of 5 million euros plus variables that could total to 20 million euros. At the time, it was thought that the youngster had a very similar profile and sailing to Pedri, and many called him the club's next big name in midfield. Though he was officially registered with the B team, Torre has trained and traveled with the first team so far this season. However, he has only seen 9 minutes of action under Xavi and clearly must prioritize game time if he is to develop and improve. Pablo Torre have had difficult time since coming to Barcelona in the summer and have always been feeling so sad when they tell him to go and play for the Barca Athletic side, and that has been a problem because he has refused that he will not play any game for Barca Athletic. But yesterday we got the reports that he's now willing to change his mind and play for Barca Athletic. I know it's not easy because, our athletic side is in the 3rd division in Spanish football, whereas the Racing Santander that he helped to promote last season are now in the 2nd division. So he felt like he deserved to play better in the first team. But I asked myself that Pablo Torre, if you come to Barca, where is the space that he will play in the first place? Look at the midfield that we have. Look at the quality we have in that midfield. And Pablo Torre thinks that you have a chance to start. That's the biggest chance for him to go and play. Like, if he goes to the Barca Athletic side, there's no doubt about game time. You have a lot of game time there, but I don't understand why he still thinks going there is demoting himself. I think Xavi is keeping a close eye on that guy because they signed him for a reason. So there's no way that he thinks you'll be totally forgotten. I don't know if he's scared that if he goes to the athletic side, you'll be like a lost person. He should just go there, just about patience. I know it's not easy, but it's for the greater good in the future. Because if he do well there, he'll be called. You'll be called. At one point, you'll be called and Xavi would like to use him. He just needs to go there and impress and make good use of the game time he's given. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, it's bye for now.